I'm Josh with Kenda Tires, and we are down here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, where we are getting ready for Kenda Tires Light Truck Boot Camp. Now, the Light Truck Boot Camp is where we take 10 different Jeeps, we outfit 5 of them with different Kenda tires and the other 5 with competitors' tires, and then we bring in Kenda dealers from all over the country and let them see for themselves just how well the Kenda tires do. Fortunately, we are down here in Phoenix, Arizona for Kenda's Light Truck Boot Camp, which means we have multiple Jeeps set up with Kenda tires. The first one has the Kenda Cleaver AT2s, which are the all-terrain 2s. The second one has the Kenda Cleaver RTs, and the third one has the Kenda Cleaver MT2s, which is a new release coming out to you guys shortly. So this way, we'll be able to explain all 3 different types of these tires with Kenda and also show you guys exactly how they perform once we hit the back road to Crown King Trail going up to Prescott. So stay tuned, guys. So the most common type of tire is what's called your all-terrain. If you have a crossover type of vehicle, an SUV, a Jeep, or even a pickup truck, your all-terrain is going to be your most versatile tire to get you through multiple types of weather conditions and trail conditions if you do so seek to go out on the trails. The all-terrain tires are built with a tread design where the tread blocks are a little bit more closely grouped together. This way you're eliminating some of that road noise. In fact, the all-terrain would be considered the quietest road tire of the different types of all-terrain or RT terrain tires or even mud terrain tires. The other thing that's really nice with all-terrain tires is if you're not hitting the trails that often, if you're not off-roading really that often, the all-terrain tires will give you a 50,000 mile warranty for the LT version of the all-terrain tires, whereas if it is the passenger P-rated size tires, the all-terrains will give you a 60,000 mile warranty, which is an absolutely phenomenal warranty. Another great thing with Kenda Cleaver AT2s, their all-terrain, is the fact that they are 3-peak mountain snowflake rated. So what does that mean exactly? Well, 3-peak mountain snowflake rating, which means that it has been certified to meet certain test requirements in severe winter weather driving conditions. Whether it's driving in snowstorms, slush, ice, there's certain traction requirements that you have to meet in these tests to be able to be 3-peak mountain snowflake certified. So if you're in like Canada, or if you're in the northern part of the United States where you get a lot of snow and winters are long, all terrains with the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating are great to have for that additional security and traction while out on the roads. But not only does the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating give you great winter weather driving traction, it also really helps in those really wet conditions where it's downpouring. So it doesn't have to necessarily be in a northern climate where you get snow, but if you're in an area that it gets a lot of rain or even occasional rain and you just want that extra security to be able to know that you're gonna have your tires firmly planted to the ground, then these all-terrain tires are really a great way to go for an all-purpose, all-around tire that you're gonna get a long life out of and be secure, safe, and confident in all different types of driving conditions and weather conditions. And so if you guys are looking for a new set of tires that are in the all-terrain categories, these tires will fit 15-inch size wheels, 16-inch size wheels, 17-inch size wheels, 18 and 20-inch wheels. So to find them, all you have to do is head over to Kenda's website. It's kendatire.com. Click on automotive, and then in the dealer locator, just click there to find your local Kenda dealer. Now, moving on from the all-terrain, next is one of the favorite tires in the Kenda line for that really all-around purpose trail rig and weekend warrior where you know you're going to be doing a lot of off-roading is their Kenda Rugged Terrain, or their RT. Additionally, a rugged terrain or hybrid tire is really a crossover between an all-terrain tire like the AT2s and a mud terrain tire like the MT2s. The rugged terrain tire is really going to give you that optimized balance of off-road traction, really aggressive winter weather traction, and altogether on-road performance that isn't going to be too loud or it isn't going to be obtrusive to your daily drive. So if you have a daily driver, a weekend warrior that you want a more aggressive tire on, but you don't want it to be too aggressive like the MTs, then the RTs are really the best way to go. It's your perfect balance of on-road and off-road traction. So why the Kenda Cleaver RTs? Well, first of all, their compound is designed to be optimal in all sorts of varying weather conditions conditions, whether it's below zero outside or it's hot outside or it's pouring rain, whatever the conditions may be, the compound blend itself is really optimized to give you that extra traction that you don't really see a lot of in other competitors' tires, as well as what Kenda did. Another thing too is what Kenda has done with their interlocking tread design, which basically means that the tread can flex and fold to the varying off-road obstacles as it sort of needs to give you that extra bite as the tire starts to envelope and grab onto rocks, logs, cliffs, whatever it may be. So the tread design is interlocking, and that'll help provide additional stability as well on road when you're cornering, or if you have to hard brake or even accelerate really fast. That tread design along with the tread compound really gives that additional traction to give you that security and confidence that you need in those sort of emergency evasive maneuvers or hard braking situations. And along with the interlocking tread blocks, Kenda has also designed the tread to be sort of pitched in a way that it will allow the tread blocks to contact the pavement at different times, but not too separated that it's going to create this loud howling song. So all of the tread blocks are hitting the pavement in a smooth, optimized way to keep the tires nice and quiet on the highway at highway speeds. Along with that optimized tread design, it also builds into the full strength of the carcass. And what I mean is Kenda has built their RTs and their MTs with a 3-ply full carcass, and that's going to give it a lot more robustness against any type of trail punctures or even cuts along the sidewalls. You're going to get a lot more stronger design with the 3-ply carcass. Not only is that going to help with preventing cuts and punctures to the sidewall, but the sidewalls of the Kenda RTs also have an additional tread design and tread blocks right on the sidewall of the tire. And that's going to allow for additional traction if you get into ruts, or even if you want to air down and you need to spread out that footprint a little bit to get more flotation on sand or even trail obstacles. It's going to allow extra traction on those sidewall blocks. Along with that too, Kenda has designed in a fold groove, I'm going to call it because I'm not sure of the technical name, but along with that, Kenda has designed into the sidewall sort of a fold groove where it does allow more flexibility of that sidewall as you're climbing over those types of obstacles for that additional traction. Not only that, they built in a super robust and thick rim protector that goes along the edges of the rim, and that just helps protect against anything from curbs, curb rash, all the way to your trail obstacles. So the RTs are really your all-around, do-it-all, really well balanced performance tire for those of you who are going to be going off-road occasionally, typically a lot more occasionally than what you would if you were running the all-terrain. So it's a good balance of 50-50 to off-road to on-road, or maybe if you're doing 75% on-road driving and 25% of it is off-road driving, then the RTs are really a great way to go for that. And they're really a premium performance tire at a value price. When you go on kendatire.com, you punch in your dealer located, you'll find out that bang for the buck, the Kenda cleavers, whether it's the AT2, the RTs, or even the MTs, are going to give you that best value for the price. And not only that, a really good testament to Kenda Cleaver's line of LT tires is going to be the fact that these are the same exact tires, built the same exact way, that are also run on performance off-road race vehicles for like the Champ Series, for example. So these tires are what's known as podium to pavement because they're so tough, so durable, and have such high traction capability that Pro 2, Pro 4, and Light Truck Pro Spec racers are running Kenda Cleaver tires. Moving on to what is known as the most aggressive type of tire is going to be what's called the mud terrain. Now, a mud terrain tire is really designed for several purposes besides just offering really aggressive traction in the mud. The mud terrains are known as the workhorse of tires, and the reason being is because if your job or business requires you to be off-road, whether it's pulling a trailer down the farm fields to getting to those remote destinations in the mountains, or wherever those locations may be, but you really need a tire that's going to provide that additional traction to you to get you through those precarious situations out on the trails, you're going to want a mud terrain tire. The mud terrain offers the most space in between the tread blocks, which really helps allow that mud or sand or water, snow, whatever it may be, to help evacuate out of in between those tread blocks. In fact, the way that Kenda has designed their MT2, the second generation mud terrain, is to help evacuate and channel that mud or snow or whatever debris is in there out of the tread blocks in a certain pattern to help escape not only out the sides but out the back of the tire when you're rotating or spinning them through the mud. So it's a really unique design to allow that extra bite to those tread block edges as well, given the fact that there's not as many tread blocks on that tread design. So it's really going to allow more pressure per square inch on those tread blocks on the biting edges, which are nice and squared off so they can really help grab and bite at whatever loose terrain it is that you may be driving on. Now, mud terrains typically are not your quietest tire on the market. In fact, as a passenger type vehicle tire, the mud terrains are going to be more noisy. So they're more dedicated to specific markets where you know you're going to be spending a lot more time off-road than you are going to be spending time on-road. And Kenda has also designed their MT2s with a specific compound design to prevent chips and cuts to the tread design. They also have the 3-ply carcass design as well, so it's going to be absolutely robust against punctures, against slices and cuts on the trail or off in the fields, wherever you may be. So a mud terrain is going to be that more specific, do-it-all, off-road workhorse, or even if you're more into off-road sports and motorsports like that, a mud terrain is going to offer you that a little bit additional protection against cuts and blowouts on the trails, and it's going to offer you additional traction when climbing rocks or in the ruts or any type of those loose side hilling situations. A mud terrain will grab extremely well in situations like that. So if you're looking for that more aggressive tire, if you're looking for a really robust tire, then again, the mud terrain is a great way to go. Now, at the time of filming this video, the mud terrains, the MT2s from Kenda, are just in the process of production and are going to be released shortly to the public to be able to purchase. But right now, at the time of this filming, they're not. So maybe they will be when you're watching this video, but the best place to check to see if these tires are available, or any of the Kenda Cleaver line of tires for that matter, is to jump on kendatire.com. Go to your dealer locator, punch in your zip code, and find your local Kenda dealer near you. All right, guys, so to sum it all up, an all-terrain tire like the Kenda Cleaver All-Terrain 2 is really going to be your all-around great go-to tire if most of your driving is going to be spent on the road. And if you really want that security, safety, and just that peace of mind that your tire is going to make it through all different kinds of weather conditions, the AT2 is really a great way to go with the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating. And then moving up to the rugged terrain tire is a really great tire if you know a lot of your time is also spent off-road along with on-road. If it's a weekend warrior and you hit a lot of trails, or even a work vehicle that you know you're going to be off-roading quite a bit with, but you don't want something as aggressive as a mud terrain, then the RT, the rugged terrain, is really a great all-around balanced tire to go to for that. And then of course, the mud terrains, you can't beat the aggressive tread design of a mud terrain if you're really looking for that workhorse tire, or if you really go off-road quite a bit, a mud terrain is not going to let you down. It's going to have that 3-ply carcass, it's going to be super robust, have a lot of traction, and that's really where the MT2 performs. And guys, before you head on over to kendatire.com, do us a huge favor, make sure and hit that subscribe button, as we're going to have a lot more videos just like this one today. As always, guys, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh with Kenda Tires, and we'll see you guys out on the trails.